saw him in week 1. He was pretty impressive then. He is back and he is facing off against Berlin Bear, Sorel Mitzi, who made his debut. And what a debut it was just yesterday evening. That's match 67, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Central European time. I am now joined by the boys, aka Griff Graff, Sam Grafton, and Griffin Bender.
That was my head for a brief second there.
What's happening, guys?
What a lovely head
my
it
microphone.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And a lovely mug.
So we started the week. It is already week 7.
Yes.
We had some great highlights yesterday. Alex Luno was our first big winner of the day.
Luno, I like that. Luno,
Yeah,
is it?
he's making quite an impact on the GPL.
Yeah.
Top performer, capable in the heads-up format and the 6 max.
Indeed. So kind of in a nutshell, go through sort of how he played.
Yeah, I
this
mean,
game
he's just
yesterday.
Alex on Moon just is obviously a phenomenal poker player from all these different disciplines, playing at the highest stakes. For those of you unfamiliar and those of you familiar, Nosebleed, quite an amazing documentary. You know, a lot of players like Phil Ivey, Patrick Antonius, Gus Hansen sort of featured in it peripherally. Very, very interesting stuff.
But we shouldn't forget Guodong as well.
No.
Of the Hong
2
Kong
second
stars.
places
2
yesterday.
Second places, that's a really impressive performance. I spoke at the top of the program yesterday about the importance for Hong Kong stars maintaining that spot in the playoffs, keeping the distance over Berlin Bears, and Guodong did that, and then some, extending the distance between the Hong Kong stars and the 2 teams, Berlin Bears and Rome Emperors, that at the moment aren't in the playoff spots.
Now, you're talking about the playoffs. We've got some exciting news.
Yes, we do.
Haven't we? Who wants to break
big news.
it?
I'll break the news. The Global Poker League will be at TwitchCon at the end of September, which is a very exciting thing. Everyone here at the GPL, especially me, I'll be honest with you, I've only been to a few, you know, conferences like that sort of thing, conventions. So I'm pretty excited. I got my Deadpool mug ready. My cosplay ideas swimming in my head. So personally, you know, if I still have a job by then, you know, I can't wait to be there.
It's right up your street,
It's
isn't
a coin
it?
flip. Yeah, really, really exciting. Obviously, one of the many goals of the GPL is to make stars out of these players, taking poker to a new audience. This is a big part of that. The bringing together of poker and esports. You know, we have some top performers, some great personalities as well, who I think, you know, the bigger audience we introduce them to, the more fans they're going to get. And our appearance at TwitchCon for the playoffs is very, very exciting news on that front.
Yeah, that's going to be September the 30th until October the 2nd. And not only that, the Cube is going to be there in full glory. People can take a look at the Cube.
Back at it again with the Cube. We're
and
ready.
we are offering some of you out there, you can win a package to come and join us in San Diego at TwitchCon.
And meet Griffin Bender and Sam Grafton. And then we fly you home.
You boys might have to be entering that competition.
Yeah, we might. That might be the only way we make it out there.
Yeah. No, it's really exciting.
Might be the only way Dario Sammartino and Max Pescatori make it out there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited to be involved in this process. I mean, for one lucky fan or maybe a few lucky friends to come out there to experience you know, TwitchCon for all its glory. Not even just on the poker side, but it's obviously, you know, it's a very prestigious kind of festival, especially the last few years. So the fact that we're gonna have a presence there, that the Cube is gonna be there.
Yeah,
also
the 3 versus 3 format, which is going to be very, very exciting and a new thing in poker as well. The players are going to have to adapt to a new form of poker if they want to make it to the finals and win the first season of the GPL. So,
what do you think to that? Like, if that was you playing that?
well, I mean, it's going to be who adapts quickest to the new format. Obviously, it's about teamwork, you know, the team unity, working together.
the ones that are working the hardest, really.
Yeah,
I mean, we've seen there's
exactly.
evidence already of the teams that are separating themselves from the pack because they really came into this at a very analytical kind of level. And you know, teams like the Moscow Wolverines have been really showcasing that this is something that when you take it seriously, you can separate yourself from the pack. So I think that's what will be evident to see who makes most effort in the 3v3 format for sure.
Well, we saw Moscow Wolverines come into the week with a huge 14-point lead. But yesterday, actually, the London Royals and the Paris Aviators closed the gap a little bit.
London Royals very much on the rise in the Eurasia Conference. Very, very strong unit. You know, we've been talking about them all season. They've been slightly underperforming, but they're moving up the conference rapidly. Sam Trickett and Liberi in previous weeks. Chris Moorman yesterday. And today they get to put Igor Kurganov into action. You know, this is a very, very, very well-rounded team. And they're looking strong. They can still challenge for the #1 spot in that conference.
Let's take a look at the match coming up, which is the next match. It is 12 p.m. Eastern time. Let's see who's playing. It's Andrey Pateychuk and Weiyi Zhang. That first match is coming up 12 p.m. Eastern time, and we are very excited for that one. We saw Andrey Pateychuk in action not too long ago, and he performed really, really well. He will be facing off against Weiyi Zhang, who played a few weeks ago, but he was playing from EPT Monaco, running deep in a tournament at the same time as well. So people thought he was a little bit distracted. We spoke to the manager, Selena Lin, about that, and I mean, she also agreed that it wasn't optimal playing from the tournament at EPT Monaco and playing in the online game as well. But hopefully he will be coming back and he will be wanting to score some more points for the Hong Kong Stars today as well. Let's take a look now at some of the highlights from yesterday.
All right, here we go. Some highlights from yesterday. If you didn't check out yesterday's action, a lot of great six-max. Todd Brunson, unfortunately, once again, underperforming for the Rome Emperors. Definitely variance not on his side, but a couple hands that maybe he should have played a little differently. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to be results orientated, but
neither do I. I mean, the last thing I want to be is results oriented.
With Ace Queen, Chris Moorman rivering a straight and having an easy call. This was a big flip in the match. Chris Moorman with the Ace Queen. Limp re-raising, and Chris Moorman went from chip leader to out the door in just a couple of hands in this match. Leno rivering the flush to eliminate the biggest winner of all time on the online MTT scene. And here, Leno against Dong Guo, raising the ace-9, and this was unfortunate for Guodong. The hot seat coming into play, had 4 seconds to act, wasn't able to press the button. No. God darn that Chinese internet.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate turn of events for the Hong Kong Stars and Guodong, but definitely, I mean, second place in the first match. Coming into the second one, he happened to get really coolered here by Sorel Mizzi, who was such a treat on the webcam.
Yeah, great webcam game from Sorel Mizzi. Great guy, and really excited to have him in action again later today.
But the story of this second six-max, of course, was one of your favorites, Chris Moorman. As we see here, Igor Yurashevsky, the Russians, they've been so fantastic about finding a way to get as much points as possible. Finally, one of them gets a sixth-place finish, Igor bowing out in first. And again, as you can see, Leno, hot start early on here. But heads up, it was Dong Guo and, of course, Christopher Moorman.
Yeah, Moorman's going to be over the moon to get a win finally on the GPL. Someone with such a competitive nature, someone who's achieved so much in poker, but I know desperate to register a first win for the London Royals and get off the mark in a big way in the GPL.
Over the moon, was that intentional because he beat Alex on Moon? You can be honest.
And here we are in the Americas Conference. Incredibly tough lineup. Unbelievable, really, that Scott Ball was able to be triumphant. This was a big factor in that. Felipe Mojave Ramos calling off on the river when he made top pair against the two pair of Scott Ball. Felipe Mojave Ramos, who's done brilliantly in this format, bowing out for 0 points after making this call.
Absolutely. Scott, the wrecking ball, really showing that he can play with the big boys early on here. And I'm sure, I mean, I'm not going to TwitchCon unless Scott's there. Let me tell you right now. Obviously going to be a huge presence there at the festival at the end of September. But this was a very, very interesting hand that we talked a lot about. People were probably wondering, why didn't Federholz just go all in? In the unlikely event that this happened, which ended up happening, he folded to keep himself in so that he could get those extra points for the LA Sunset, and they need it in that Americas division.
Yeah, for sure. And Mike McDonald against Scott Ball, this was the historic moment. Well done, Scott Ball. Take a bow, son.
The first amateur win in the Global Poker League.
Really, really impressive and much needed 7 points for the money makers. The Federholz story continues. Such a delightful presence in the GPL, treble barreling the aces. Tyler Kenny reluctantly making a hero call with an inferior full house. And him and Mike McDonald really outstanding. A third and second place, a second and first place. These guys really the elite within the elite.
Yeah, and this was definitely one of our favorite hands of the day. Mike value betting with the jack high flush in just a single raised pot early on here. betting almost 2/3 pot on the river, expecting, you know, a call or a fold very often. Unfortunately, he got the shove, which Federer is really only repping pocket queens, pocket kings, and the like. Finds a big fold, fantastic stuff. But Felipe Ramos was a little almost too patient, in my opinion, in this particular match, shoving at the queen 5. Federer happened to holds here and went on to have a really impressive showing here in this heat.
Yeah, what a three-handed match that was. We got three-handed with Fedor Holtz, Phil Galfond, and Mike McDonald. Really, you know, what the GPL is all about, those kind of star names.
It explains why we're not playing. I mean, if that's what it's about, you know, we're good in the booth. Thank you. I'll pass on some Galfond
San Francisco
action.
Rush still struggling a little bit in that conference, though.
Yeah, not rushing through that conference whatsoever. Big stream of games today. But first, I just got a phone call from Laura. Yeah. You want lounge? Okay, yeah. Laura, take it away.
Thank you, boys. Well, we had a great day yesterday, and that meant a lot of points going away of Paris and London in the Eurasian Conference. Let's take a look at the standings and see where our teams lie, because the Moscow Wolverines came in 14 points clear yesterday at the start of the nearest, which was in fact Paris and London. They were both tying as they came into the start of the week. They are still on 84 points. Moscow wasn't able to deliver that well yesterday. Paris and London, however, were 78 points for now. Second place Paris, and just 2 points behind the London Royals there after Chris Moorman's win. He gained 7 points for that win of the Six Max match. Hong Kong Stars now 68 points. They are a little bit behind after Go Dong managed 2 second places, so pretty consistent, good effort from him yesterday. Berlin Bears on 55 points, so quite a way behind the Hong Kong Stars. Sorel Mitzi made his debut yesterday, but unable to bring many points to the table, but brought a lot of fun and charisma, obviously. And the Rome Emperors down there at the bottom, but only 3 points behind the Berlin Bears in 6th place. They will be looking to make some points up and try and climb from 6th place to 5th place. Let's take a look now at the Americas Conference standings. Montreal Nationals now, we have a new first place. New York Rounders came into the start of the week on top, and now they have been shifted to 3rd place there. So the Montreal Nationals, Mike McDonald doing extremely well in the Six Max yesterday. He got a 1st place and a 2nd place, meaning he scored 12 points for them, elevating them to 84 points. LA Sunset now doing really well in 2nd place as well, thanks to Fedor Holtz. He got 76 points total for the team, and that is meaning New York obviously down to 3rd, Sao Paulo down in 4th and 64 points, Las Vegas Moneymakers on 60 points, and the San Francisco Rush still down there at the bottom of the table, 5 points behind Las Vegas on 55 points. They really need to get some points today in order for them to get up there and to make the playoffs. Let's take a look at the top scorers of the GPL so far. Olivier Bousquet and Anatoly Filatov still up there with 33 points each. Fedor Holtz now is there in 3rd after a great sweep last week, taking 9 points for LA Sunset. Also gaining quite a few points yesterday in the Six Max match. He's on 31 points. Randy Liu, Nanonoko for the Hong Kong Stars with 24 points, as well as Alex Luno. Now he's new into that top scorers chart after his great day yesterday, winning for Paris Aviators, and Mike McDonald also on 24 points. So in fact, the last 3 there all had 24 points. There's quite a few ties. But someone who knows a lot more about stats than me is Eric Danny.
Thank you, Laura. You first looked at the top scores. Now let's delve into it deeper by looking at the Eurasia Conference heads-up point producers. And we'll see maybe a familiar name that we've seen in the top scorers list. It's Nanonoko, of course. After 4 matches played, 24 heads-up points for Nanonoko. He is still leading that race. Justin Bonomo of the London Royals is next. After 2 matches played, he goes up to 15 points. He was not in our top 6 when we looked at it last week. So there he is, Justin Bonomo now in 2nd position with 15 heads-up points, 15 valuable heads-up points, obviously, for the Royals. George Danzer was able to pick up 3 points last week in the big matchup against Mustafa Kinit. He's up to 12. Sergei Lebedev, after being shut out that very first week, now after 3 matches, 12 points. He's doing very well for himself in those last 2 matches. Jeff Gross, of course, the big sweep of Todd Brunson a few weeks back. He sits with 9 points after 1 match. and Anatoly Filatov, who's just getting it done both in 6-max and in heads-up action through 2 matches. 9 points so far for the great manager of the Moscow Wolverines. Another statistic that you know I love a lot, Laura, the points percentage, which is basically the percentage of points that's available to a player that he or she actually pick up during their matches. So let's take a look at that. Let's delve into that stat. Heads up wise, who's doing well? So it could be different than what we're seeing from the top scorers from the conference. It actually is. First off is Justin Bonomo. After 2 heads up matches, Laura, he's picked up 83% of those points. That's huge. That's a great factor. Great to see Bonomo doing so well. We talked about Dancer before. His big sweep gave him a big push in this category, now at 67%. So 67% of the time, George Dancer is picking up those points for the Paris Aviators. Nanonoko, unsurprising to see him in there, 53.5%. It just goes to show that the amount of matches played does decrease here for Nanonoko. He does have 24 points, but he's only picked up 53.5% of the points available to him. Anatoly Filatov, of course, comes up next. Elki is on the list, both Filatov and Elki at 50%. And Sergei Lebedev is the 6th player. Through 3 matches, he's picked up 44% of his points. I mentioned earlier the sweep in week 1 against Nanonoko. That, of course, hurts him in this category. We should see some improvements very shortly since he's doing so well. Finally, let's take a look at the 6 players playing tonight. We have not mentioned them, so not a ton of heads-up play here from the players playing tonight. But let's take a look at their scores heads-up-wise to see if any impact or what the impact will be once that match is done. We start off, of course, with Pateychuk and Weiyi Zhang. Andrey Pateychuk, sorry. That'll be his first time playing in heads-up play tonight, so he is making his debut in heads-up competition. Weiyi Zhang has played once, earning only 3 points. A very disappointing performance versus Max Pescatori of the Rome Emperors just a few short weeks ago. We remember the story where he was at a final table, near a final table in Monte Carlo, and it just didn't end up going so well for him. The second match, boy, the cream of the crop is rising in the GPL. Igor Kurganov versus Dario Sammartino. 2 matches played for Igor, 6 points. Well, remember, the big shocker from a few weeks back was Igor actually losing 3-0 to George Dancer. So he has only picked up 6 points since. Those 6 points against Bill Perkins a few weeks back. Playing Sammartino, 1 match played, 3 points. Sammartino picked up those points against Alexandre Luneau of Paris once again at near the start of the season. And finally, the matchup that everyone is waiting for, Davide Kitai versus Sorel Mitsi. They will both be making their debuts in heads-up play. Both have played 2 6-max matches. Kitai with a wonderful victory in week 1. Mitsi with a solid, if not late, performance yesterday, but he'll be there today. And Mitsi and Kitai is the one that I am waiting for. Laura, back to you.
Thank you so much, Eric. Danny, apologies there to Igor Kurganov. That was Igor Yaroshevsky. But we will see Igor Kurganov in action today. As we know, he's played George Dancer and he's had some quite interesting games that we've seen over the past few weeks. So interesting to see what he will be up to today as well. Let's go over to the boys, Griffin Benja and Sam Grafton, and take a look at some pre-match analysis.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't Igor Kurganov. I'm looking up pictures now of Igor.
I'm pretty sure that Igor Kurganov plays for the London Roars and not the Moscow Wolverines.
Sorry, guys. He kind of does, to be fair, he kind of does look a bit like
both handsome chaps.
Yeah, and they do have a similar...
I mean, I would love it if I were mistaken for Igor Kurganov.
Yeah.
I mean, Yaroshevsky must be jumping for joy right
exactly.
now.
I mean, they're both really good-looking guys. Apologies here at the Global Poker League.
Mishaps do happen.
Yeah, still early days, as Sam would say. But let's move on from the Igor mix-up. Let's talk about this match here. Andrey Pateychuk against Weiyi Zhang.
Yeah, for sure. I mean... Andrey Pateychuk, coming into the heads-up format, the Moscow Wolverines have been really mixing it up in terms of who they put up. Filatov's played, Troyanovsky's played. You know, in general, we tend to think of MTT players not being as strong technically and therefore not as good heads-up. But Fedor Holtz, Dominic Nietzsche, a variety of players have proved, you know, that that's not universally true. Yeah. And going to be really interesting to see the Pateychuk in action today.
Yeah, I mean, he just looks so darn focused in that picture. I mean, it's a little terrifying. And they've played so methodically and so well. You know, Zhang has so much to make up for moving forward, obviously. The last matches didn't impress much, was a little distracted. I think it's time for him to really emerge as, you know, one of the front runners for this team. He's one of the youngest players in the league. And we're going to get both their stats up very, very shortly. Pateychuk, though, definitely has impressed. Really hasn't had a great deal of card distribution, and but found a way to get points for the Moscow Wolverines in the 6-max format.
For sure, 10 points is very impressive over 2 6-max matches. We're going to learn a lot about him today.
But let's learn a lot about him right now with our stats page. Ba-boom. Nationality, he is from Russia, as it seems every single one of them practically is. His earnings, over 3 million live, which is surprising to me. He's not someone who I've seen a ton of on the circuit. Definitely presence in EPTs. But
he had that big 1-2 in 2011, I believe it was, where he won San Remo EPT and the WPT Prague, just a couple of months apart.
Bang.
And that was, and also combine that with a deep run in the World Series.
So he probably went from a rich Russian guy to a really rich Russian guy.
There's actually some really good footage in World Series of Poker coverage. P.S. Hines absolutely ruining his life deep in the World Series of Poker. But yeah, Pateychuk, a regular on the live MTT circuit, certainly someone we play a lot with on the online felt.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Still puts in huge volume.
Really?
Yeah.
So always grinding. That's pretty awesome to hear.
Yeah.
He's always been a presence.
The Moscow Wolverines, really, really strong franchise. Top of the table. Pateychuk, going to feel great coming in today, knowing that if he can just put 6 points on the board, doesn't need to be looking for sweeps, no ground to be made up, just maintaining the Moscow Wolverines' position by padding their points tally.
Yeah, incredible online pedigree, as he was saying. So many 6-figure scores. So really, I want to see how this guy plays. It's an exciting thing. But let's get to Lil Wayne. Weiyi Zhang, the youngster from the Hong Kong Stars.
Weiyi Zhang, as I like to call him.
Great hat in his photo. Great hat choice. Loving the hat.
Another kid with some swag, by the way.
Yeah, definitely got a little swagger. Got his Heisenberg hat on.
It's worth pointing out that he did get 3 top 10 finishes in the EPT Grand Final just a couple of weeks ago, which is very, very impressive indeed. Last time probably didn't give the best account of himself. GPL fans will remember he was playing deep in the tournament, one of the runs that led to those top 10 finishes, wasn't fully concentrated, fully focused. And, the caliber of opposition you're going to face in the GPL is such that you really, really need to be bringing your A game, your A+ game.
Yeah, and again, so this guy, as you can see his ratios of like wins to results, I understand it's a smaller sample size, but this is a guy who clearly knows how to win tournaments. So you'd think he could win a heads-up match. So let's see if he can take one from Pateychuk. But before we do that, a little bird just told me, Max Pescatori, the Roman Emperor himself, Emperor Palpatine,
always a colorful presence,
is ready to talk to us. Let's see what's going on with Pesky. Tell us what's going on, Max.
Thank you, boys. Hopefully Max Pescatori is on Skype, and I think he is at the races. Are you there, Max?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on? Tell us where you are and what you're doing.
I'm in Milan. I am at the races where I had my stable here for a little bit of time together with some poker players. So right now we are glad that we are in between races, so there isn't that many people around and there isn't too much noise. But as you see, this is the finish line. And nothing here. It's a beautiful day in Milan, and I'm enjoying the races. Since in a few days I'm departing for Vegas, and I'm gonna go for the World Series, of course, and that's about it.
How are your horses doing? Which horse is running next? What's their name?
Well, right now I have only 2 horses in my stable, but they're not running right today.
Okay.
My horse name is called Ace to Pesca, which it was funny. It was for who bets horses is a refuse to bend. He's his dad, and so I picked the same nickname, and I did I could have done Aces to Pesca, but I thought Ace to Pesca would be easy to say it, so it's kind of cool.
Well, we love hearing about your horses, but let's talk a bit of GPL for a moment, because Todd Brunson played yesterday, and we were hoping you were going to score some points and get you off the bottom, but it's been tough. A 5th place and a 6th place for Brunson. He was not happy, was he? He was so tilted.
He was not happy. It's very difficult, And yesterday, I think you could see why often poker players are so cocky. Because if you are not, and you go into a field maybe thinking that you might not be the best, end up that you are more apt to make mistakes because you feel like anybody can do moves to you, and so you end up paying people off in the wrong way, and it just problems will happen. There is another problem that is kind of my fault. Todd is a Vegas guy, and he had to wake up at 8 in the morning to play, and as poker players we're not really used to do that. So I can say a little bit of a problem can be because of that, but definitely he didn't play well. He knows, and the fault is also manager's fault. So,
And
not much to say.
we saw a tweet as well. Are you actually going to beat him in Vegas?
Yeah, I thought it was a good tweet, and it was a cool thing to say. And I thought sometimes we need to, because he was tilted like 12 hours later. He was still writing to the team and say, I'm really sorry, guys. I let you down. And I say it's a total different psychology in a team play, because then you feel terrible toward your manager and your peers and your teammates. And so hopefully San Martino today will do something good, which he did well, very well in the first time that he played, and he lost 2-1 just because of bad luck, I think, against Luno. So hopefully today was going to be different.
We loved watching Mustafa play last week as well. He was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. Mustafa played really well. And I have to say that there is many people that actually tweeted that he was good. But I expect that from the number one pick. He played already 3 times without actually doing that good in the six-handed. He finished maximum third in the first 3 six-handed matches, so he had to show how good he can be, and he did it against an opponent just completely putting him off his game. And you could see the face of Denzer, which started like all pumped up, and then all of a sudden you could see he was just destroyed psychologically, and he ended up being lucky to actually win one game, and I'm sure he knows it.
It was very entertaining. Tell us more about Kurganov. Obviously, you're familiar with Kurganov. Is San Martino going to have a tough match today?
Oh, well, hopefully he's going to play just the way he played against, so maybe not, because he didn't lose 3-0 that time.
I think we're losing you a little bit, Max, so we'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to Dario San Martino today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for chatting. Bye. Max Pescatori there, manager of the Rome Emperors. We were just breaking up there a little bit with him. So time to head over to the boys at the desk and get this first match underway. This one is going to be a good one.
Pateychuk Zhang, Russia versus Hong Kong. Who will emerge victorious? I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that Lil Wayne Zhang gets it together, because last time he had a lot of distractions, and I don't want to take your gun and your badge. This is the Global Poker League. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, really hard to tell who's going to emerge victorious. There's a lot of players in the league that we know their games intimately, from deep runs in many EPTs, high rollers, those televised final tables that are live streamed constantly, or that we've played with personally. In the example of these two guys, don't know so much about them. We're going to learn a lot. The Moscow Wolverines, overall, a very, very strong franchise. The Hong Kong Stars, struggling a little bit more. It would be great if they had another heads-up specialist to complement Nanonoko. It would be great for them if Wayne Zhang put on a strong performance today.
Yeah, and I think, there's a reason why this kid was selected by Selena Lin. We've seen him play heads-up once. Didn't impress that much, as we mentioned before. Very distracted. But I think that that it was Selena's intention to have him play heads-up matches for a reason. This is going to be a real test of the kind of player that Weiyi Zhang is, especially in the heads-up format. We saw some good habits and some, he was raising almost 100% of buttons, but again, distracted this time around. I'm sure laser focused and up for the challenge. But Pateychuk is quite a challenge.
And Guodong put in a very good performance yesterday.
2 second places, huge for Hong Kong.
The Hong Kong Stars. Yeah,
huge,
exactly.
Huge for the Stars.
I mean,
go Stars.
They're gonna, that 4th spot in the conference. That is the most vulnerable one, where you have the, that you have to be looking over your shoulders. So important for franchises in this first season to make the playoffs, particularly now that they get to go to San Diego. I mean, a nice free holiday as well. Absolutely beautiful.
I've been to. Have I been to San Diego? I've been to San Francisco. I don't think I've been to Diego.
Wales. What does it mean?
Oh yeah.
And
Wales.
San Diego. Yeah. So exactly. A lot to play for. A lot of incentive to do well. Extra incentive now to do well in the GPL and make the playoffs. Weiyi Zhang, a little bit of pressure on him today.
I mean, extra incentive for us to do a good job. I want to go to a TwitchCon. I mean, come on.
It's doubtful. It's not looking good for
Not looking good for you?
No, it's not looking good.
But we're like a package deal. We're Griffgraph. They already bought the domain.
I could happily be Stapesgraph or Heartgraph.
Oh,
so
I'm gone. Oh no, there's no Griff anymore.
Maygraph. It rolls off the tongue. Andrey Pateychuk, the Moscow Wolverines, it's great for them that all their players seem comfortable in the heads-up format. All of their players seem comfortable in the 6-max. Almost a franchise with no weak link, very, very well-rounded. As we said, Andrey Pateychuk, although not a famous name necessarily within the poker community, an EPT title and a WPT title, absolutely amazing, really.
And so many scalps in the online. I mean, he just collects, the heads of online poker players. Like he destroys. He has so many big scores online. So yeah, he's real good. He's beaten me out of some pots for sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure we played in the 326 max many times, Mr. Pateychuk. And you definitely
having to be complimentary about our old rivals.
Yeah. Back in the day,
Back in the day when you used to take these guys to the streets.
Yeah, I used to take him to the streets, and we'd do that duel thing. Every once in a while, I'd get him. He'd get me. But he's still there. He's
great
standing.
Match to kick things off. Moscow Wolverines, can they maintain
we're like
of the table
We're like in the Old West. We're the guys in like the saloon, talking about the old days. Like, I used to be out there, but got shot in the knee.
I'm still playing, mate. I'm still there.
You're still playing?
I'm still grinding.
Are you streaming Friday? Every Friday
Unibet.
You want to tell more about that?
I'm not going to use the GPL to promote
I'm using
my own
it
interest.
for you.
Let's go to the game
Twitch.tv/Unibet.
and see Andrey Pateychuk versus Weiyi Zhang.
What's the tournament they call it? The Squid something? The Squid Sensation?
The Squid Spectacular.
The Squid Spectacular.
Mate, $2 buy-in. Here we are.
$25 bounty on this man. There's Pateychuk.
Mate, got the Duhamel beard.
Yeah.
Full effect.
Weiyi Zhang, obviously grinding in the bathroom. That is his shower behind there on the left.
Wow. Seen a lot of kitchens.
Yeah.
Not so many bathrooms.
No, it's obviously a cupboard of some sort, I'm sure.
Batesy88 tweets in, at Squid Poker, love the coverage, but your co-host is very loud. Ha, ha, ha. Bit harsh on Laura Cornelius, but, we'll pass that on to her. And Weiyi Zhang could be off to a good start here because he's flopped the toppest most pair. And Andrey Pateychuk has flopped the bottom most pair. Never a good position to find yourself in. We just lose the guys temporarily. We will endeavour to have them back for you. Andrey was pretty quiet when he was on the stream before, but was three-handed and short. Be great if he shared some of his thoughts. Got great strategy yesterday, from Michaelmas McDonald.
Yes. Yesterday, hey.
He was great. Sorrel Mitzi, Mike McDonald, such strong webcam games. The captain, Chris Moorman. It was a real delight.
Captain Chris. I am the captain now.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
He was also in that Aaron Paul movie I went to see.
Tom Hanks was?
No. I'm the Sky. Yeah.
So Tom Hanks was in it?
No.
Oh, no. Who was it? The actor? What was his name?
I can't remember.
Oh, you can't remember his name, can you? Oh, he's just a forgettable. You know the quote. You know who the guy who said it to, but you're just not concerned with who the guy's name is.
He's not in many films.
Okay. Unbelievable.
Quickly Google.
I'm not going to Google it. What are you talking about? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's a Somalian guy. Why are you looking up Tom Hanks?
I'm not looking up anyone. What are you talking about? I'm just commentating. Do you even remember what the movie was called?
Captain Phillips. You couldn't remember the name of the film. You're such a fish.
I have no idea what you're talking about. They don't give us computers here on the desk. Okay? Anyways, let's pick up the action here. 2 big hands here. Obviously. Oh, yeah, and of course, the actor that he was referring to, Barkhad Adbi, in
That's
Captain
not how you
Phillips.
pronounce his name. Barkhad Abdi.
I mean, I don't think the actor's name is Muse.
That's it, Barkhad Abdi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
He was a good eye in the sky.
Yeah. It was like pretty, yeah.
You weren't crazy with the film.
Nah, it's a dirty little bit of propaganda, really.
Was it?
Yeah, I didn't really like it. But
I
when I meet Aaron Paul, I will say, great film, really loved you in it.
Yeah, I mean, you just told him right there. Did you love him in it, or did
Do
you
you
only
think
like
he's
him?
watching?
Huh?
No,
He
won't be tuning in.
You know what it is?
Tune in when LA Sunset plays.
I'll tell you what. I think Aaron Paul, once he plays, I think that he'll fall in love with the GPL. But until then, he's got other shit to do.
Yeah.
That's my honest
For sure,
assessment.
for
He's a
sure.
very busy man. The Path on Hulu
Bit like
right now.
Sorrel Mitzi.
I
I
haven't
feel
checked out
like
the-
Sorrel Mitzi didn't watch the GPL at all.
No.
But after yesterday, he's like, oh, I'm in the mix
For sure, that's exactly what I mean. I think they're very, both enigmatic characters with a lot of things going on.
And Weiyi Zhang going for some value and protection on the turn. Realizes that Pateychuk's check call range, not just composed of 10x and 7x, as we can see, he did have the Queen Jack for the 2 overs, and gets the job done. I think Pateychuk's in his bedroom here, or living room. Hard to say. We should make the players give us a quick tour first.
I got to be honest. You know what I would really love. I kind of want to set up the prank myself, but it's just like I can't because I'm in the booth. But it'd be so awesome if 2 people were like playing against each other, and it looks like they're just in their 2 separate homes from far away, but actually they're just in 2 different rooms at the same house, and at the end they come out and they're both on the same webcam.
Wow.
Boom.
Hashtag prank.
Hashtag GPLception. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be sick because it's above board, right? There's no vicinity rules, right? I mean,
no, of course not.
yeah. I mean, as long as they're not like,
Right
I
next.
mean, what could they even really do?
Yeah.
They're battling.
Yeah. In the heads-up formats,
Mm-hmm.
only can be 1 winner. And a little bit of bad news here for Weiyi Zhang, flopping top pair, flopping 2 pair indeed, worst kicker. And Pateychuk with a pretty conservative check back on the ace 8-8 board. Understand the reasons he might want to check this back,
Check again.
but not like Weiyi Zhang,
Well bet.
can't call with king high.
Okay. Call it.
And runs out a chop. Both players, aces and 8s, queen kicker.
What? I'm just gonna call here.
Wayne pays it off and chops it
Draw.
up.
Bad beat.
And big flop for Andrey Pateychuk, flopping bottom 2 pair. Weiyi Zhang has called a piece with 2nd pair. Checks it back, controlling the size of the pot with a hand that you can't bet for 3 streets or even really 2 streets for value and get called by worse. And Pateychuk checks again, maybe looking to check raise here. This, one of the ways the out of position player looks to exploit his opponent's cap range. In general, people don't check back strong hands on this kind of flop. They're looking to keep the pot small. And when you've got a big hand, you can take them out of their comfort zone by making the pot big with a check raise. And there we go. Also protecting because hands like ace, queen, ace, jack have a lot of equity, and you want to force them to put chips in when you've got the best hand.
Well, they don't have they don't have that much equity here against 2 pair though. Just the 5, yeah.
Yeah, that's sure. But against ranges, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I see.
Or like you could also take this line with a queen 9, for instance. I think like a
Right.
little bit thinner for value. But yeah, you're right. And the 5 does come off.
Does he turn
Andrey
it into a bluff?
Pateychuk hating this river card. Obviously, 4-6, 9-6, 3-5 are all possible. And I wonder if Weiyi Zhang can find a big bet on this river, or even a medium-sized bet might do it. Andrey Pateychuk left on the river with a measly bluff catcher against the hands that Weiyi Zhang would bet for value on this river. 4-3 in terrible shape. Now, I don't know whether that is going to be a big enough sizing, but I do think Weiyi Zhang doesn't have too many bluffs when the board runs out like this. Indeed, we can see he's turning a pair into a bluff when the board runs out like this. Very hard for him to have absolute air. Does have a lot of 6s and particularly a lot of ace highs. Ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4 all make perfect sense. As of course do 3-6 and 4-6. And Pateychuk folding Weiyi Zhang with great poker instincts, turning his 1 pair into a bluff on the river. You have to make the most of positional advantage. When you're acting second, you have such good visibility. Andrey Pateychuk, very unlikely he does check a strong hand on that river. And by strong hand, I mean a straight. And so Weiyi Zhang able to use his positional advantage to turn a 4 no kick it into a bluff. Great play from the young Hong Kong star.
Awesome to see from Lil Wayne. Lil Weiyi Zhang. Gotta start doing Lil Wayne quotes. I mean, I got a whole list of them here. You're looking at my Google.
Just off the top of your head, you're going to do some Lil Wayne quotes.
I mean, how
knowledge, absolute knowledge. Griffin Benja first, just off the top of his
like
head.
I just have the internet right here.
Knows Barkad Abdi.
Any other hoe would have cursed her ass out. I don't know any good ones. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Lil Wayne.
Wow.
Hashtag
wordplay.
Yeah, not bad.
Mate.
I've never really read these before. Get some Lil Wayne education.
Best Lil Wayne album.
Oh, dude, I don't know anything about music. I told you.
The Carter 2, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, so good. Weiyi Zhang, once again, using positional advantage, continuation betting, taking Pateychuk off the best hand.
You know what I actually like about Weiyi Zhang the most is that I feel like he's just gonna, pick, up the world and drop it on his freaking head. Do you know what I mean?
Griffin Benja.
I mean, that one's one I had at the top. That wasn't actually not the Google one. That was I know that song. What else do I know? I haven't listened to Lil Wayne in years.
Mate, up your street IQ.
Yeah, you're a big fan of the Wayne.
Yeah,
street?
when you're grinding, putting on a little bit. The only thing is you get a bit overly aggressive. I think.
Yeah.
You start to just want to 3-bet everyone.
I listen to a heartbeat because it plays my favorite song. That was my Lil Wayne impression. I really need to brush up. I should have prepared.
I mean, some of your impressions are really good, but I feel like
that
your
was
Lil
no good,
Wayne
yeah.
one is not. Is off key.
What's the one with the lollipop? Oh, yeah. Now I hear the voice in my head.
Yeah, but
Like a
please,
lollipop.
but please don't sing that. Like viewers literally do not want to hear you singing about licking lollipops. Neither do I.
Fair enough.
The sound of 1,000 mute buttons being
mouse.
clicked.
Hate in my heart.
Obviously, the classic one is like when you're first coming up. When poker was great and you used to make loads of money at poker.
Yeah.
Like a milli was obviously the track. Like when you're going into a GEKBT in the
Yeah.
UK, when you're bobbing your way into the Vic.
You know who was
Absolutely
my
love it.
guy actually as Pateychuk. Continuation bets and wins a pot. Sorry, guys. Fabulous.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
my man
yeah.
like during my big heater in 2011.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure he was
When I was first
the
coming
only
up, it was
reason.
Birdman, Money to Blow.
Really?
What a tune that is! When
You needed to get money
when
to
you're
then
making
blow.
some dough playing poker, Money
Yeah.
to Blow by Birdman
Yeah.
is great tune.
What do we got? What else we got here? What was the fab tracks that I would always smash?
Weiyi Zhang with the best hand and the best draw. Pateychuk just with a gut shot. Not much he can do on this kind of board. The pre-flop raiser has the range advantage. He has way more ace-x, strong queen-x. Yeah, Pateychuk, nothing he can do. Checks over to Weiyi Zhang. Might even feel like he can bet this hand for a little bit of value and protection. I think it's perfectly fine to check it back as well. I mean, I think when you bet that big, you just really strengthen your opponent's range to strong pairs. Not something you necessarily want to do with the king high.
You Be Killing Him was the Fab song that was just crushed me. With Amber Rose in the video. Whew, beautiful. What were some of the lyrics? It's been so many years. It's been like 5 years. It's crazy that 2011, 2012, like Black Friday was 5 years ago.
It's been so long.
Things were just going so well for us. And then
is that Griffin
and
Benjamin?
Then, you know what happened?
It's been so long since I was good at poker.
No, and then Black Friday happened. You know what happened, man?
What?
I actually started making money because all the Americans were gone. I was one of the only people that bet. You and I, the poor guys. And here we are 5 years later, and thank God the GPL's here. Save the day. Everyone needs a hero.
Weiyi Zhang, top pair. Andrey Pateychuk with the up and down straight draw. And the 9 on the turn gives Pateychuk the straight, the king to 9 straight, walking the dog, as my co-host likes to call it. Is that what you like to call it?
Yep. Sometimes, the dog needs a walk. And Pateychuk, obliging here, walking the dog with a queen and 4 friends.
And Pateychuk, I'd love to see a really small bet here. Goes big. Don't think
can't be a call.
Really necessary
right?
to bet this big. Got so few bluffs. Obviously, you can turn a lot of hands into a bluff when the board runs out like this, but a 10 can still be winning, so not really necessary for this price. Weiyi Zhang is taking his time, but finds the fold. Pateychuk really targeting some strong 2 pairs and sets with that kind of sizing. That Weiyi Zhang might feel obliged to pay off. Obviously, those are just as much of a bluff catcher as the king.
So can I tell you one of my favorite lyrics from Fabulous song real quickly? Please, I'm going to do it anyway, even if you don't give me permission. Okay. Just watching my cutie pie get beautified makes you want better jewels, a newer ride, Louis Vuitton shoes. She got too much pride. Her feet are killing her. I call it shoeicide. I've just been informed by Luis we have lost our entire audience after dropping the Fab verse.
Mate, have you ever been out with the claimer, Richard Trigg?
No, but I feel like we get along.
Yeah, a little nod of Laura Cornelius has been out with him. She tells us whenever he gets drunk, he starts to rap in your ear always.
Really?
Yeah, he loves to start.
That's great.
He loves to start freestyling. The corn dog does a bit of freestyling. Wow.
Corny. Oh, you never seen Corny at frickin' karaoke? You've never played Corny karaoke?
Wow.
Oh my God.
She's got a strong karaoke game.
Dude, let me tell you, the stories I've heard, you wouldn't even believe it.
I can believe that I wouldn't believe them. And it's Weiyi Zhang who is off to the stronger start here. Has opened up a little bit of a gap over the Pateychuk. Not quite sure why he folded the queen 4 there. He can easily peel queen high to him and raise.
I've just been informed by one of our colleagues that I have been replaced by Stapes, and the new
not a moment too soon.
The new moniker will be Grafton and Stapes Grapes.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you like it almost a little too much.
The grapes
the
of
thing
rap.
is, the thing is,
the sour grapes.
No,
it'll be sour grapes for you.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But the thing is that it can still kind of work if it's Griffin Stapes. So be careful, right?
Oof. Not locked up yet.
And then it'll be Gripes, and then we'll just be like, it's your gripe that like you got replaced by Joe Stapleton.
And Pateychuk outdrawing Weiyi Zhang on the river. Equities flopping back and forth on this run out. And Pateychuk does have the betting lead here. And Weiyi Zhang has a pretty strong bluff catcher. Jack 10 has got that, which is a little bit of a concern to Andrey Pateychuk. But pretty sure he's going to be betting for value. Diamonds, 10-7, 7-6 have all missed. Goes with a big sizing. And Weiyi Zhang with a decision.
Wheezy baby.
You're getting bad.
I know. I tell you, I
You
started
are.
to remember.
Mate, it's like having Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
Great
Mostly because I
fold.
randomly just adopt
way,
pets. That was a great fold by
Nice fold from Weiyi Zhang there.
Wheezy baby.
I don't know whether the audience at home is laughing, but I'm laughing. You got me, brother. You had me at hello. If you're just joining us, this is the first match today. 3 matches between Andrey Pateychuk and Weiyi Zhang of the Hong Kong Stars. Each match worth a separate 3 points, 9 points up for grabs for their franchises. They'll be followed by 2 more confrontations. Igor Kurganov versus Dario Sammartino. Sammartino coming fresh off a win in the 21K high roller scoop for a massive 700K. And then the big match of the day, Davide Katai versus Sorel Mitzi. Davide Katai, we've been waiting to have him back in action since week 1.
Definitely.
Where he was an absolute star performer. Sorel Mitzi. Strong webcam
He's
game.
delicious, that guy.
Do not miss
he's
that one.
definitely like a lollipop.
You know what I'm looking forward to in season 2? Franchise expansion and getting Feraldo and Ludovic Gelik on the Glasgow Gladiators.
Oh damn!
I mean, is there
That's
anyone
sounds
funnier
pretty great.
in poker than Feraldo?
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like he was next on the list to get our jobs. If he could just,
Mate, obviously
down
he's
the
got
drink.
way too much more money to
yeah,
do
that's
that.
true. You can't go be winning APTs and then be stuck back here.
Mate, he's a boss, by the way.
He's the best.
Strong poker
Strong
player.
poker player, yeah.
And Weiyi Zhang turns a straight, gives Andrey Pateychuk a gut shot. Ace
Wheezy
high
baby.
can be the best hand here on occasion. Weiyi Zhang jumping for joy. Not showing it, but on the inside, he's jumping for joy.
Yeah, he's got a little Wayne inside of him that's just like, skipping around on stage.
Pateychuk, considering his options, considering where he is in his range, what he would do versus a river bet. Lot of 6x that Weiyi Zhang is going to be barreling here. And Pateychuk does continue with the ace high, drawing dead to a chop. Ten is a pretty bricky river. Not too much, too many hands in Wayne's barreling range. Gonna have rivered a 10, 10-6 to only 1. And there's a lot of chips out there now. 18K with 50K starting stacks. Not insignificant. Does fart the river for 2/3 pot. And Pateychuk, probably the weakest hand he gets to the river with, so often has a pair. And on some occasions 2 pair. So easily can release the ace 8. Pateychuk just 26. 5 was quite a bit young when he won those. He's won his EPT in 2011. Must have been just 21.
That's pretty.
22.
That's pretty hot.
Pretty boss.
That's pretty Hugo. Like a boss.
No, I got it. I just didn't laugh.
Just in case the other people didn't get it.
Pateychuk picking the queen 3 off. Not sure I'm loving this choice of a 3-bet hand. Gets peeled by a dominating Queen 10, but Pateychuk does have the range advantage on this board and the betting lead. Checks it over to Weiyi Zhang. Going for a delayed continuation bet, but that is a card that hits Weiyi Zhang pretty hard. Weiyi Zhang turning the up and down straight draw. And I wonder whether Pateychuk is going to fire now. He doesn't. Checks it over to Weiyi Zhang. And now Wayne will take the betting lead. Targeting hands like 4-5, Ace-10, Ace-Queen. That Pateychuk might check twice. And against the measly Queen-3, does get it done. That's one of the reasons you perhaps don't want to 3-bet a hand like Queen-3 off. Not a hand with much post-flop playability. Weiyi Zhang, you know, we don't know too much about his game, how much he defends, but certainly going to be comfortable defending a reasonable range of hands, you'd imagine. Weiyi Zhang flopping pretty strongly here. Bottom pair and a gut shot. Checks it back. Not wanting to get check raised. And checks again. Pateychuk arriving at the river with the nut low. Does not opt to fire. Pretty sure Wayne wouldn't be folding the 4-5. I think you have to target the ace-high, king-high portion of his range when you've got a hand that can never, ever win at showdown. Don't want to be too judgmental about the Pateychuk's game, but seems like that should be.
But it's almost like it's your job.
Well, yeah. And Pateychuk opting to limp in with the king-8. But it's Weiyi Zhang who flops best, spiking his kicker. This is a board where Pateychuk has all the strong hands, though. King high, he feels too strong to turn into a bluff, though. And does bet the turn, I guess, for protection, not wanting to free roll a hand like 6-5. And Weiyi Zhang folds the best hand. Shows the benefit of a bet there if your opponent is going to fold a gut shot plus a pair. I think that might be a little tight from Weiyi Zhang. And Pateychuk leading out with the gut shot. And stacks evening up somewhat. 1K, 2K, the blinds. Pateychuk with 22 big blinds. These two look pretty evenly matched, hey, Griff?
Absolutely. Lil Wayne and Big Andre. Big Andre the Giant. Wow. It was right there the whole time. Lil Wayne and Andre the Giant. And you needed, like, you know, a second.
Wow. Inspiration strikes. A eureka moment here at the GPL with Griffin Benja.
Oh, my God. We got through the 816 level.
Wow.
Loving me some 816.
Yeah. Not a great card for Weiyi Zhang. Goes from top pair to a pretty flimsy hand now on the turn. But Andrey Pateychuk doesn't bite. Checked all the way down. I wonder if Weiyi Zhang can bet for value. Decides not to. Both players happy to take a little bit of showdown value on a scary-looking board. To remind you guys, the Moscow Wolverines, top of the table, 6 points clear of the Paris Aviators. 8 wins in the conference. But Paris Aviators and London Royals also have 8 wins. It's really the second places, the 3 points accumulated when they have been beaten in the heads-up portion. Always, they just have a consistency, never giving up, always maximizing their equity, it seems. And Pateychuk looking to continue that today. Pateychuk here with King High. Pretty strange that the out position will lead the ace turn, but that's what gave Pateychuk some pause for thought. Thinking about bluff catching or bluff raising momentarily, but relinquishes a flimsy King High. 2-1 chip advantage for Weiyi.
Birdman.
I think Laura Cornelius is into a bit of hip-hop.
That's a very good question. She says that she knows Tupac is alive and vacations with him where? In your room. In 1997. Oh, you had a shrine to Tupac. Oh, okay. I thought you were hiding Tupac in 97. I was going to say. I mean, story checks out, right? Hiding out in London. Sounds like a realistic thing. Is he alive? I was sorry to hear about his mother the other day. I wasn't familiar enough with Tupac to appreciate him or his mother, but that was a death in the family.
Sad. His father was a Black Panther, I think. Is
really?
That right? I don't know too much about Tupac's background.
Were you more of a Biggie guy?
No, I had All Eyes on Me on CD, mate.
No way.
Yeah, mate. One of the best £12 I ever spent. I used to. He has another album which I shan't repeat. I used to have it on cassette and walk around school in my puffer jacket listening to it. That's why I used to get in so much trouble, bumping into people in corridors and creating fights. I blame the fact that I had Ice Cube Predator and a Tupac album. Pateychuk firing on the A-side board. Weiyi Zhang with bottom pair. Pateychuk gives up on the turn. Can he find a bullet on the river? He doesn't. And Weiyi Zhang picks up the pot with bottom pair.
Andrey Pateychuk with the dominating Queen 10 here against Lil Wayne's Queen 5 off. Weiyi Zhang chuckling. Hopefully it's because he loves Lil Wayne. In my impression, of course. We are at the 12-24 level now, guys, which means there are only 40 big blinds in play. Really evenly matched here in the first go. 12-24 level, a little higher than we're used to seeing in most of these heads-up matches. But sometimes these things go all the way to that 2-4 level. But not once, not never, has it gotten to the next level. Because the 2-4 level lasts an hour. One day, Sam. Don't you agree?
Mate, the computer explodes. It's like the Millennium Virus or whatever.
Yeah. It's the Y2K.
The Y2K, the whole thing comes crashing down.
Yeah. Two massive hands here now for Pateychuk and Zhang. I imagine this chips will be going in. And the Russian will want to hit a king or queen or some spades. Limped by Zhang. Raised by Pateychuk and a 3. 2, 1. Wheezy, baby.
If you could have timed that with the jam, that
I
would have
know.
been great.
3, 2, 1. Wheezy, baby.
I mean, why
why
is he
you gotta
done
click
this?
it,
Why you gotta click it, bro?
man?
Come on, mate.
Come on.
You're mugging him off. This, by the way, when people do
You know
this
what
to
I call
online,
this?
they're fuming.
I mean, his feet must be killing him.
And
This is
Pateychuk
suicide.
now is actually considering like folding or just calling because this looks very, very strong from Weiyi Zhang. There's no
Yeah,
way
now he's
Weiyi
studying.
Zhang can ever do this and fold. Pateychuk decided to just lump it in. Let's flip. I'd love to see a king or a queen now. I'm anti-red in Weiyi Zhang.
Wow, he's
go on,
calling
spade
out
on
for
the
the fade
turn.
or hold.
King ball.
Deuce on a river.
No.
Ladies love
deuce,
Lil
deuce.
Pateychuk.
Breaks off. 3 points
Okay.
for Weiyi Zhang and the Hong Kong Stars.
I love these mics. You know what this reminds me of? Like a lollipop. I'm Griffin Pedger. That's Sam Grafton. We're Griff Graf here at the Global Poker League.
We are.
Lil Weiyi Zhang taking the first match for the Hong Kong Stars. Super necessary. They're not doing too great in the Eurasia division. Pretty good. Not at the bottom.
What happened to your voice there?
I got
It's
a
Wheezy,
little,
baby. Great stuff.
Yes.
Great start for the Hong
Big
Kong
win.
Stars. This could be a big, big week for them. Guodong, 2 second-place finishes, 10 points yesterday.
Yes.
The expectation in those 6 max matches is just 3 points per match, 6 points, so well above expectation. Now, Weiyi Zhang off to a great start. Big, big flip there.
Yeah.
Jacks versus King Queen. You could see him cheering in the cards he wanted on the river, looking for those deuces. Bricked off and a hold, and 3 points already
Yes.
on the board on the second day of the week.
Yeah, big moment there for Weiyi Zhang. We saw last time that he played, obviously, you know, big super fans and anyone who's been listening for the last like half an hour knows, very distracted while he's playing that side event. But this time, you can tell he's laser focused. It's the second time.
That's why he locked himself in his own bathroom.
Yeah, yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, I don't want to deal with the TV. I
Yeah.
don't want people bringing me food.
Oh no, you didn't see. You can see there's sort of a silhouette of Selena Lin. She's actually in his shower with a knife, like psycho. Like, you better get us some points. Guando started us well. Guando? That's not his name.
Guodong.
Wodong, I apologize. A lot of confusion here with that name of the GPL because of the graphic. We're going to switch it back around. Get it right. Sorry about that. Whoa.
Yeah, so
Yes.
these guys, a little bit of a cagey first match. You know, no players running any big bluffs. Kind of content to check it down.
Can I say, not cagey. Can I go, like, it was more cubey to me?
Weiyi Zhang did make that nice little bluff early on, like one of the larger pots that sort of got him off on the right foot when he turned the 4-7, fourth pair into a bluff, taking Pateychuk off 2 pair on the river when the 4-card straight came. But in general, a little bit nip and tuck, came down to a big flip in the end. Still a lot to play for. Moscow Wolverines wasn't a great day for them, and Igor Yarashevsky yesterday. So, you know, going to be looking to, you know, doesn't want to get swept, needs to get 3 points. This second match is a big one.
Yeah. Let's. Are we going to throw to Laura? Are we going to go right to the match?
Why do you want to throw to Laura? What's she going to say?
I don't know. She seems busy anyway. Laura, are you busy? Okay. Laura's busy, so I think we're going to just hop right into the second match. So we're going to go to the game in probably about 1 minute.
You always seem so confused.
Huh? Well, I mean, you know, I haven't been doing this for that long. Early days here at the Global Poker League.
No, I feel like we're going to be like season 3, and we'll be like, early days, just 3 seasons in. Here we are.
Of course.
Still a few technical problems.
Oh, dude, a lot of TV shows didn't get good until like season 4. You know?
Like what?
I don't know. You know, The Wire, first 3 seasons, garbage. Don't even check them out.
No, season 1 was strong. What?
I know, I was kidding. Obviously, 'cause season 1 was extremely strong.
Yeah. Okay.
What does he say to him? Where's Willis at? What does he say? You know what I'm talking about. Where's Wallace at? Where's Wallace at? Huh? Where is he? Where's Wallace at? It's the only season I've watched. See, for season 1. Idris Elba.
What a waste. You know, the talent, the acting talent, like locked into the poker world. It's just tragic for theatre, opera.
No,
There's
listen,
so many
there's
places you could
just
have
one more question before we throw the match. Seriously, where's Wallace at? Where is he?
I'm absolutely
Where's Lil Wayne at? Is Lil Wayne ready to play?
Is Lil Wizane
Yes.
ready to play?
Okay.
3 points already, and here we go. Off to the second match. 肯定是有在关注，因为基本上对，基本上都是这样的。除了像张公麦这种在打白涛的时候顺便开着这么多线一波，结果搞错了，打对结果会一手盾牌。
I want to be able to hear myself. Oh, 6-9 off.
Where's Wallace at, Andre?
Jack.
2 big hands here for Weiyi Zhang, the artist formerly known as Lil Wayne, against Andrey Pateychuk here at the Global Poker
So
League.
I'm gonna
Riveting matchup.
my set bet is so often and balance my range. Guess.
I think this king high, this top pair third kicker, way too strong to check back. A little bit of a leak from Weiyi Zhang. Don't think you need hands this strong in your check back range.
Or draw. Okay. This cries very nice. I don't think I can play big. Get you fold. Yeah, like. Make it 375.
Nice to see a little interaction from the Russian machine and the Hong Kong Wayne.
Oops. Too big. KGX. I'm gonna straight bet 3,500 here. Yeah. Andrey is too tight.
You know, I gotta say, I haven't really thought about it. Ooh.
Hello.
Okay, Pakistanis.
And Andrey
Yummy.
Pateychuk with 2 jacks, almost certainly going to 3-bet. And now the question for Weiyi Zhang is, at this stack depth, does he want to put this hand into his 4-bet range?
Pakistanis is very, very, very big hand in his up. I think I'm gonna make it.
Uh-oh.
Looks like he is
Make it talk.
thinking about a 4-bet.
Make 8-6.
Puts in a 4-bet to 8,600. And Andrey Pateychuk now with the decision.
5-bit shove.
Huge hands heads up. Pateychuk just elects to call with the
This is a
jacks,
decent
and
flop
that
for
ace
you.
is going to slow things down. Neither player wanting to see an ace on the flop, but in fact, it may prevent Weiyi Zhang getting stacked here. Pateychuk felt like the 5-bet was going to be just too strong, and there wasn't many worse hands that call. Weiyi Zhang actually had one of the few hands that could potentially call a 5-bet jam. And the ace coming off. Don't think Weiyi Zhang does bet for a little bit of protection, feeling that Pateychuk unlikely to check an ace twice. And I hope for Andrey's sake that he doesn't fold here.
Green.
Is getting a great price.
Pocket 9, pocket 8.
Weiyi Zhang optimistically stating the couple of hands that he beats here. Pocket 8s, pocket 9s.
Well, I won't very bad my hand. I think I have best hand. Probably for me is red. Yeah, I just gonna check. Oh, nice hand, Jacks. Yeah.
Pateychuk look up to the sky in disgust. He knows that was a big opportunity he let slip through his fingers. Really don't mind peeling the 5-bet, but on this occasion, he had Weiyi Zhang in a terrible spot, drawing to just 2 outs. Let Weiyi Zhang off the hook. He does have a 3-2 chip lead as a result of that cooler, but couldn't get all the money in with the best of it.
Yeah, massive cooler, but
Do you
as
think
my
that's
co-host would say, early days here in the match
do you think that's a strategic error to
to
flat?
4-bet tens.
No,
To just flat the jacks.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, you know. I mean, I'm learning so much about heads up by watching these fantastic heads up players play, and yeah, I mean, I had some sort of hard and fast rules that I think were pretty incorrect during when I used to play heads up. I guess mostly just in MTGs. Just about the kind of hands you want to 3-bet and like only 3-bet when you want to kind of get it in or when you have a bluffing hand. So it's weird how the ranges change. You kind of have to react and kind of, you know, not intentionally, but you're kind of seeing where you're at sometimes because you kind of have to find out what's going on.
Okay, but when that 4-bet comes in, do you think?
I think it was
jam?
a 4. I think the 4-bet I wasn't crazy about because it opens up yourself to get really coolered, whereas tens is just like it's you know, getting it in without a crazy pre-flop dynamic. It seems a little reckless. I think the jacks flat is, I mean, he happened to have the only hand that he was beating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's easy for us to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. And also we should say, obviously, that ace, a card, you know, probably not only an overcard, but the worst overcard you could see because someone's 4-bet bluffing range is going to be a lot of suited ace-x, you would imagine.
Yeah.
So obviously that board can come 7 high and the money still goes in. And Pateychuk gets it in against a wider range, keeping the weaker parts of Weiyi Zhang's range involved by just flatting. So can't be too results orientated, as my good friend Todd Brunson likes to say. But you know, we really did think.
What if he's listening right now?
No, we love Todd.
watching?
I hope he is. I hope he is.
Make a tiny bet here. Yeah, to just got source of hand.
Bjorn Gustafsson, super fan. Let's go heads up, GPLing. Loving that. The GPLing.
Not bad. Hashtag griffining, hashtag GPLing, hashtag graftening, hashtag Lil Wayne.
Yes, good flop for me, I guess.
Hashtag
Weiyi Zhang, spiking
Wallace
top pair.
hat.
Top pair. Top pair. Okay. Still top pair, and then can check again. So what he will do. Usually times double barrels much before. But probably he saw I bluff him. He'll change his strategy. Yes. I don't think I'm big bet here. But I'm gonna call again. Okay. Top 2 pair, backdoor flush draw, straight gazer. Check again. I feel bad. I think I'm gonna call.
Here are the
See
justifications
size.
of the Zhangster in the second match.
Yeah. Oh.
Pateychuk
Oh,
firing
it's
big
tough. I
on
don't
the
think he
river.
will play.
We said there wasn't too
Over
many
there.
bluffs in the
Yeah.
first match, but
Backdoor
Pateychuk
flush.
really going for it here.
God.
Clubs have come in, and Weiyi Zhang in a tough spot.
Time to demand his badge and gun, Wayne. Don't be paranoid. It's hard to make a better hand than this top 2 pair.
Right. Club. No have.
If Wayne can make the call, will
Wayne,
really
Wayne,
swing.
no, hey, no phoning a friend, Wayne.
Will really swing the match
Right,
back
yeah.
in his
There you
favor.
go. And a sigh of why haven't you called yet
Andrey, nice.
from Pateychuk.
I hate her. Yeah. Give me the river is not coming it. I probably fold. Yeah. Sick. Yeah, I can see you. Hi. Yes. Six. Um. 6. Count. Four here.
So Weiyi Zhang off to a good start in the second match. See in the bottom of your screen, 3 points to 0 at the moment. Each match worth a separate 3 points. Pateychuk with a random stab with Jack High. Does have a gut shot, but perhaps deviating a little from his
Yes.
fundamentals, giving Weiyi Zhang a walk, very propitious for the Pateychuk. Weiyi Zhang spiking top pair, and Pateychuk betting his 2 pair, inferior 2 pair, for some value and protection.
This 2 pair thing you do is killing me. If there's another pair on the board, can we just say, like, he has a 6? I mean, I'm curious. Do you talk like this with your friends about hands? Like, I flop 2 pair when it's like ace, ace, 2, and you have like 4 deuce. I got 2 pair.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
I'm raising for value.
Jeez.
And Weiyi Zhang going for value, but that's a terrible river card. All the draws complete, clubs and Jack 10. And 7-5, Pateychuk immediately releasing 6 deuce.
Can check off so. Andrew had 30 big. I think I'm gonna strip it here. Yeah. Okay. 5. 5 straight.
Andrey Pateychuk with the queen 9, and he could consider defending. Folds to the 3-bet. Moscow Wolverines are top of the table. 16 points gap between them and the Hong Kong Stars. That gap would be more than cut in half if Weiyi Zhang could clinch 2 more victories here. Still a long way from that, of course, but off to a great start.
Okay.
Weiyi Zhang firing out with no real equity with the Jack-4. Kind of hit and hope, trying to take it down. Pateychuk does call with the ace-high. And a jack in the back. And Pateychuk doesn't consider bluffing. And Weiyi Zhang can now consider a value bet.
Straight something. Straight. Yes. I guess I have best hand. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Little bit of frustration showing on Pateychuk's face. Bobbing up and down a little bit.
Pocket kings for Andrey the Giant. But the Butchers going right back into the automatic shuffler. Weiyi Zhang a deuce 3 off. Nice little limp here. 20 big blinds effective from the Pateychukian one.
Play the board. You better snap fold.
Weiyi Zhang saying he plays the board. Incorrect. His high card would have played.
Weiyi Zhang, a little bit unfamiliar with this format. It's pretty sharp from you, Griff.
Hmm?
So early in the afternoon.
It's evening here, bruv.
Weiyi Zhang with another deuce 3 into the muck.
Enjoy. Yes.
And Pateychuk flopping best here. Weiyi Zhang with 2 strong overcards. Checks them back. And I wonder if Pateychuk can go for a little bit of value here. Weiyi Zhang's checking back range, particularly when he does it that quickly, is going to consist of a lot of ace-high. And Pateychuk on a drawy board is aware of that and puts out a sizable bet. Weiyi Zhang immediately relinquishing the ace-10. I mean, if Pateychuk starts taking bluffs that size, it'll be super profitable.
To just...
Yeah, 5 if he's folding 2 overs. You know, can be the best hand there. It's like,
yeah, I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I've definitely seen some balance issues and some, you know, sizing tells and sizing that kind of doesn't make sense. Felipe Ramos, actually, I mean, he's played so well in certain spots over the course of his GPL career, but some really weird sizing mistakes, in my opinion. You know, betting the 5,000 into 7,000 on a low board with the ace-queen, etc. Definitely a few things some of these players need to work on to become the best version of themselves. Love me some Vamos Ramos, though.
Check high.
Weiyi Zhang with a 3-1 chip advantage almost. But we've seen players many times overcome bigger chip deficits than this.
Yeah.
Pateychuk will be ruining. He didn't put Weiyi Zhang to the sword with that jacks versus 10s cooler, though, if he does lose this match.
It's the final countdown, 8-1600, my favorite level of the day.
Sorry, my friend gets so excited at 800, 1600, as he says, his favorite level. This is where things start to get interesting, isn't it, Griff?
Absolutely. Shout out to Anthony Sansone, trying to get hashtag Where's Wallet at trending.
Yes.
What was that?
And Pateychuk, with second pair top kicker on a very dynamic board, feels he can bet for value and protection. Weiyi Zhang calling with the top pair.
Turning the straight flush draw.
And bricks off on the river. Not sure that Wayne is considering going for value here. And excellent sense of where he is. But Pateychuk immediately releasing that 7 of spades. Pretty much the worst card he could see with his hand. So unlikely the 6 can be ahead. And indeed it wasn't. And some potential here because Andrey Pateychuk all in. And Weiyi Zhang, this is a flip to secure a second 3 points, and Weiyi Zhang takes the lead. The Pateychuk will need 3 on the river.
Wheezy baby.
Yes.
6 points for the Hong Kong Stars, and the sweep is on.
And he's going to pick the world up, and he's going to drop it on his head.
Weiyi Zhang.
Weiyi Zhang.
Focused.
Now,
A-game.
yes, A-game.
6 points.
Dodging a cooler, jacks to 10s early on.
6 points secured.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely crucial moment in this match. Right at the beginning, pocket 10s versus pocket jacks. 2 huge hands. At any, had the stacks been shallower, at 400, 800 level, at 816, obviously, the money is going
Obviously
here,
at 816.
But 200 to 400, the dynamic played out where the money didn't go in.
Yep.
An ace coming on the flop in a 4-bet pot, killing all the action. The guy's just putting in 1 bet, Weiyi Zhang betting for a little bit of protection on the turn, and then checking it down, and it really, really cost Pateychuk, yeah?
Yeah, Pateychuk, things have not been going well. Bluffing into the 2-pair. You know, he seems like, I don't know, it's weird. The Moscow Wolverines are so, I'm trying to find the right adjective,
Relaxed.
but like,
Yeah,
they're very kind of like underwhelming in the sense that they haven't really been like taking over matches and like running people over outside of maybe Anatoly Filatov. But you look at the performances in these really, really stacked 6-max heats before guys like, Vladimir Troyanovsky playing excellently, Igor Yarashevsky trying to get some points. Right here, it's a lot harder in the heads-up format, I think, to string together wins when you're just not getting cards and you're not on the right end of the coolers. And I think that, that's something that's happening to Pateychuk right now. But Weiyi Zhang making so few mistakes, which is great.
Yeah, Weiyi Zhang, this is great news for the Hong Kong Stars. They're looking to have a really, really impressive week. 10 points secured yesterday, 2 second places, 6 points today. The contest
it's all
is
coming
won
up, HK, baby.
in terms of
Hong Kong.
in terms of bragging rights, in terms of morale. The win is secured. Now Weiyi Zhang really looking to punish his opponent. If he could get the sweep and a full 9 points, that's a big swing. That's an 18-point swing on the leaders of the conference. And Selena Lin will be jumping for joy if Weiyi Zhang can.
It's actually crazy, like some weird connection actually. My buddy who's visiting me, Elliot, is actually playing a game set in Hong Kong right now, a video game called Sleeping Dogs, back at my place.
Wow.
Excellent game. If you guys like video games, like Grand Theft Auto, play Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition on Xbox.
Have you been slipped some money by them to promote?
No, not at all. It's just a fantastic game.
So we're going to go to the match where 6 points secured already for the Hong Kong Stars.
I think it takes place in
Weiyi Zhang, Andrey Pateychuk. Can Andrey Pateychuk claw something back from this contest for the Moscow Wolverines?
Okay, let's go. One more game.
Yeah, Weiyi Zhang. Got that swagger now.
Wheezy, baby.
Wheezy, baby.
You do it so much better than me.
Nice suit. Forehand. Okay. Open this straight draw.
Pateychuk firing out with the 5-3. And I think that we see, you know, some other players play this way. I mean, he has got a 7, he can turn a 4. I guess it's not a terrible continuation bet. I don't know. I just think he's a bit short of ideas when the continuation bet doesn't get through. Weiyi Zhang with 9 high. Why have they checked this down? Wayne, you've got to bluff. Pateychuk, you have to also bluff. Like, you guys...
Don't tell him what they to do.
Come on, that was so quick. Like, such a quick check from Pateychuk. Even if he doesn't bluff, he needs to at least consider it, yeah? He's got 5 high.
Sam Squid, guys, not impressed.
No,
by
don't
Mr. Pateychuk.
You've got to just take your time, you know, if you're going to, you know, are there any sizings you could pick? You know, do you have any queens in your range? Do you have any check back second pairs? Do you ever check back a king? What's Weiyi Zhang's range going to be? I mean, also, by the way, it's more that Weiyi Zhang has to bluff there.
Yeah.
Has to bluff with the 9 high.
Yeah.
As it was, he won at Showdown, but that's absolutely insane, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, once you put a guy on 5 high when you're in the zone, you know?
You think he's check calling there?
Yeah.
All right, that would have been sick. And Weiyi Zhang with Jack 8 suited.
I don't like call here, but 3-bet is 4-bet here is
just
big.
Call. It's such a nice opinion.
Weiyi Zhang considering the 4-bet here, but lets it go. Again, I don't think we would have seen Andrey 3-bet that hand in the first match. Looking to try and make something happen, maybe mixing up his strategy a little bit.
Babyface ATL, not thrilled with the GPL coverage. He says this stuff is awful. However, if he was Babyface Baltimore, he would have loved the Wire reference. We can't please them all here at the GPL. We hope you come back, Babyface. But next time we'll make an Atlanta Braves reference, Atlanta Hawks, you know? What other Atlanta stuff happens? Do you know anything about ATL?
Hot Atlanta, isn't it?
Yeah. We think you're great, Babyface, and we want to get better. And with that, please check out www.globalpokerleague.com, where you can actually, instead of just saying disparaging things in the Twitch chat, you can actually give us feedback, and we're going to make the show better for you guys.
You can say disparaging things to our boss.
Yeah, which he will then pass down to us with you know, a fury of a king.
And so
we
nothing to pick between these guys in the early going. Here in the third match between these two. Great, you can see difference in morale. Such a great feeling when you've locked up the first 2 wins. But so important for Hong Kong Stars to maximize here. To put it, you know, in perspective, started the day 13 points ahead of Berlin Bears. A third win here would stretch that to 21 points gap over the 5th place team. Absolutely massive. Would put them ahead of London Royals into 3rd as well. So important to contest every match. It's not, we obviously place a bit of emphasis on who won, who got the best of 3. But that actually doesn't matter at all. It's each individual match just as important as the other.
Or ace high. I don't think I my bet he will fall here. I can check again.
Pateychuk checking back, and Pateychuk rivering 2 pair. These guys were chopping on the turn. And Pateychuk convinced he can go for a little bit of value here, targeting the king high, ace high portion of Weiyi Zhang's range, but Wayne immediately releases.
It's jack, something is 9 or it's 10. It's 9 offsuit. Ah, come on, Andrey.
And we saw Pateychuk 3-bet the ace-9 suited just a moment ago, but this time just calls. And flops the toppest of pairs.
Check. But here he will
Top
call his
peasy
end,
for Pateychuk.
Easy, babe.
The top pair in the Hazaus. And a bet for value. Weiyi Zhang immediately releasing with the 4 overcards out
Top
there.
easy in the hazy,
Out
babe.
easy.
I play with Andrey in PT Monte Carlo. He's
Wow.
on my left. He's so going me very, very, very often. So I, no hit game. Kind of no hit game.
And a 3-bet from Weiyi Zhang gets it done. Pretty standard call with the Jack 7. And interesting flop. Top peasy for Wheezy and an open-ended straight shot, a straight draw for the Pateychuk. The Pateychuk.
Andre the drawing.
Andre, the 5 to 8 straight draw, one of our favorites here at the GPL. And Weiyi Zhang looking for some protection. Is going to have the best hand here a lot. But Pateychuk has a draw he can continue with. And the trouble with bloating the pot with just one pair out of position is there's not too many favorable turn cards for this hand. Weiyi Zhang check raising and checking. And Pateychuk now with the opportunity to perhaps take this pot away from Wayne. And Pateychuk deciding on his sizing. Fast half pot bet. And I don't think Wayne can consider folding at this stage in the hand. So many draws out there. Club draws. I mean, you wouldn't expect Pateychuk to even fold 8-10 to that check raise. So I think Wayne must continue. Not sure whether he's thinking about folding or just balancing. Oh, he does fold, and I really don't like that from Weiyi Zhang, having check raised the 7. Can't give up so easily on the turn. If you're going to take an aggressive line. I mean, there's a small chance Pateychuk can bet a worse 7 for protection.
2 big hands here. Would have to imagine just a peel from Zhang, though.
Not good for check. Bad turn card.
Weiyi Zhang hating that turn card, but in reality, very good for him because it may encourage him to slow down with the 6s and fold them. Pateychuk bets the queens for value, realizing Wayne has some ace-x in his check call range, but also worse hands he can get value from. And Andrey Pateychuk now with a significant chip advantage over little Weiyi Zhang.
6-8.
Pateychuk continuing to open 95% of buttons or so, opening the 3-5 off. And Weiyi Zhang, I think product of his frustration, opts to 3-bet the ace-8. I think that's a deviation from the strategy he's been playing up till now, perhaps responding to losing a couple of pots.
Yeah, King High with backdoor flush, backdoor straight draw. Bet 900.
I mean, I've spoken about the importance for the Hong Kong Stars of getting 9 points here, but also, you know, the Moscow Wolverines, Andrey Pateychuk, not going to want to be swept, going to want to register 3 points to add to the top of the table sides total. You know, we speak about the swing. You limit that swing from 9 points to 3 points by clawing back a win here. Really important that Andrey doesn't become disheartened. I mean, he doesn't seem like the type of cat who is going to, you know, get emotional and stuff like that. Yeah, he seems like he's with it. But so important that he keeps battling here. Each match worth just as much as the other. 3 points up for grabs each and every time.
Where is come there? Good to check back. Here.
And Weiyi Zhang improving to a strong 2 pair, and Andrey Pateychuk with second pair, and so many draws, a gut shot himself. No way he could consider folding at this stage. The 9 on the river means Queen 10 and 9-10 have outdrawn him, but likely Weiyi Zhang would bet those draws on the flop. Weiyi Zhang betting for value. 2 missed flush draws. But on the other hand, Weiyi Zhang, when he checks back the flop, very unlikely that he has a no showdown hand. Pateychuk does pay it off and see he was outdrawn. And that is a pretty crucial hand, leveling up the match somewhat. Very, very small chip advantage now for the Pateychuk, who does pick up the queens and is outflopped. So frustrating when you begin with an overpair and then find yourself with a gut shot.
Yeah.
And
things turning in the way of the Zhang.
I think Pateychuk needs to bet here. I mean, particularly if Weiyi Zhang has aces in his checking range. But that river, a great one for Andrey Pateychuk.
Such a shit river.
Yes, Weiyi Zhang articulating it in his own fashion. And Weiyi Zhang, very savvy, immediate fold. Weiyi Zhang continuing with
5 of a kind for Andrey Pateychuk, also known as a flop flush.
Yeah, and this is, you know, I mean, the c-bet isn't that costly, but it's like with this hand, when you bet, it's like you now know ace high can't be good, and you have no turn cards you can barrel. But you can barrel a 9 randomly if you want. I mean, seems like Weiyi Zhang is going to have all his straight draws to barrel every hand which contains a
Wayne,
heart.
pay attention to the hand. Stop rolling that cigarette. Like,
Wayne.
this is a terribly played hand, my friend. You seem like a real sweet kid.
And
You do a lot of stuff
whipping
well.
out the check raise, and if he knew Weiyi Zhang's holding, he would just call there, but going for value against a stronger part.
I feel like if he knew Wayne's holding there, he'd be like, "Are you in the right room? Did you park near our building? Like, this is the Global Poker League. You don't bet there. Fair?"
The chip advantage swinging in the direction of the Pateychuk. Yeah, I know what you're saying, bro. 6-4 chip advantage, sometimes known as the 3-2 chip advantage here on the Global Poker League. This is the first contest of the day. 2-0, 6 points secured for Weiyi Zhang. We do have Igor Kurganov of the London Rules against Dario Sammartino coming up for you guys a little bit later. Two top professionals going to war, and then we round off the day with Davide Katai of the Paris Aviators against Sorel Mitzi of the Berlin Bears. Sorel with a very strong webcam presence yesterday. Looking for more of that from the great man.
Blink and you'll Mizzy. You got to come see some Sorel. Cool first
so
name,
Mizzy
Sorel.
up in hizzy.
The Mizinator.
And Weiyi Zhang with a very strong holding at 35 big blinds. Does 3-bet. And it's actually a sizing where Pateychuk can certainly consider taking a flop in position. 8-7 suited, a hand that flops incredibly well. And he does hammer the flop. Trip 8.
Bingo.
Bongo.
Bango.
And Weiyi Zhang out of position with ace, queen, high. How does he want to proceed? Checks it over to Pateychuk. And Pateychuk's going to think that's a really good card. Obviously, Weiyi Zhang would have caught up a little bit if he had ace, king.
Check again. See what Andrew will do here. I put Andrew on. Is something.
Pateychuk snap checking back and now snap betting the turn.
Got that Twitch on Twitch. Asks, "Hey guys and grills, I missed the last stream. Did the friend request ever get accepted?"
Wow.
Of course, referring to the friend request I made towards Jonathan Jaffe.
Let's take a look, guys. Show me, Griff.
Do you want me to show you?
Yeah.
See if he's on my friends list. Big sweat.
Griff and Benja. We go to the Jonathan Jaffe.
Boom. Friends, check mark.
Accepted. Jonathan Jaffe with a little bit of charity for his friends in the commentary booth.
#reg.
And the friend request has got through. Here in the third match of the day, Weiyi Zhang out chip 2-1, limping in with the king 6 suited. Trying to keep the pot manageable so that, and it's over 3x raise, and Weiyi Zhang folds the suited king. Obviously, on this occasion, absolutely the right decision, but one of the stronger hands you're going to be limping there, suited king. I mean, if you're snap folding that, I think like people have the green light to really attack your limps. We've not seen anyone in the GPL do it too much, but
danger.
And Weiyi Zhang limping again and again. Wow, Pateychuk just lumping it in there, and the speed with which he did that, I think, is going to mean Weiyi Zhang has to call. I mean,
has to be a call, Wayne. Don't.
I mean, if he had ace 10, he's going to at least consider 4x.
Yeah, he has ace 8, ace 7, ace 6, ace 2 suited, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5. He has so many worse aces.
Do you want to keep listening to them?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I'm going to call him.
Yeah, nice call there by Wayne. Lil Weiyi Zhang. Missing the flop.
Wheezy needing a 9-ball.
Ace on the river.
And
Okay,
bricks
good
off.
game, Andrey.
And Andrey Pateychuk rescues 3 points for the top of the table Moscow Wolverines.
Good game, Andrey.
Good game, says Weiyi Zhang. Andrey Pateychuk says nothing.
Little tip of the Heisenberg there from Weiyi Zhang. Love that shot of him in his profile
Nice
picture.
guy, nice guy.
2-1 in favor of Lil Wayne over Andre the Giant. What were some things that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean...
Hospital pass. I mean, I remember, but, you know, I want to get you involved.
No, what stood out for you?
I think that Wayne played extremely well through the 3 matches. However, did I say extremely well? I mean, it's a commentator thing. I think that he made a couple of errors. I mean, it might have just been coincidence. It might have just been the few times that I was really, really like paying attention to some of the body movements and stuff. But definitely felt like the times that he distracted himself, whether it looked like he was rolling a cigarette at some point, or maybe he was on his computer or an iPad or something. He was making crucial small errors.
You would never get distracted while you're doing
no,
your job.
well, I mean, that's the thing. I can empathize. I mean,
I
when
agree.
he's laser focused, he makes the right decision. But when he isn't, like check raising top pair with Jack 7 and then just check folding the turn. Like, what do you think the guy has?
I think you could see, for instance, in that hand, that Weiyi Zhang, not someone super experienced in the heads-up format.
Right.
I think that,
Again, super
I think
young,
that
yeah.
Justin Bonomo, Olivier Busquet, when they check raise there, they're going to know how the streets are going to play out.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Weiyi Zhang is like, oh, this is a good spot to check raise, but hasn't thought through the streets ahead, isn't sure what he's going to do on a variety of turn cards.
Yeah.
And that's completely understandable. When you're an MTT professional, as I think Wayne is, or even a cash game player, you're not going to be in a situation where your head's up too often. And as a result, looked a little bit out of his comfort zone. Same with Pateychuk, actually. You know, very contrasting style with his manager, Andrey Filatov, in this format. Absolutely all guns blazing, 3-betting, bluffing, firing turns and flops.
Yeah.
Andrey Pateychuk looked a little bit short of ideas and imagination.
Yeah, I think so. But also, you know, I think that Weiyi Zhang is obviously a really bright kid, and he's gonna watch these matches and see some of the mistakes he's made and realize, you know, when he breaks it down, what he can do to be better. But there are a lot of very, very good habits within his game. It's not easy to take 6 points from the Moscow Wolverines.
And we should say, now just coming to the fact of results, forget about how people played. It's all about results here at the GPL.
And it's a
16
swing,
points secured this week for Hong Kong Stars. That's absolutely massive. We're going to go over to Laura Cornelius, who's got Weiyi Zhang on the hotline.
I call you on my hotline.
Thanks, boys. Congratulations to the Hong Kong Stars there, winning the first matchup of this evening. Weiyi Zhang taking 6 points for the Stars. They are in 4th place at the moment, so we'll check a little bit later to see if that alters the standings at all. I believe we have Weiyi Zhang on Skype. Congratulations, Wayne. 6 points for the Hong Kong Stars. Tell us how you found the game.
What?
How did you enjoy playing the game?
Yeah, I feel great.
Tell us a bit more about the game. Did you find Andre difficult to play?
I played with Andrey in EPT Grand Final before, so I know a little bit about his game,
But did you find it easy?
No, not very easy.
But you must be happy taking 6 points now for the Hong Kong Stars. It was a bit of a disappointing start for you 2 weeks ago when you were playing from Monaco. But congratulations on your win in Monaco.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And are you going to be playing in Vegas at all? Will you be coming to Vegas?
You mean GPL in
Yeah.
Vegas? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess I will.
Well, we look forward to seeing you there. And do you have much contact with Selena? Do you talk to her about GPL?
Yeah. When we play live tournament, we will talk about it. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. 6 points there for your team, Hong Kong Stars. Well done to you. See you later.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Weiyi Zhang for the Hong Kong Stars, picking up 6 points for Selena Lin's side there and doing really well. We have some more grey matches coming up for you this evening. Don't forget it, the next one is going to be a big one. It's Igor Kurganov, and he is going to be facing off against Dario Sammartino. That is London versus Rome. We obviously spoke to Max Pescatori earlier. He was live from the races, which was really cool, in fact, and he's going to be excited and hoping for Sammartino to get some points for for those Emperors who are bottom of the standings right now. So talking of the standings, let's take a look at the points and where that leaves us. So Wolverines still at the top. Andrey Pateychuk taking 3 points there in that very last third match of the first one today. So they're on 87 points. Paris Aviators yet to play. They will be playing in the final match this evening. That's Davide Kitai. They're on 78 points at the moment. London Royals on 76 points, just 2 points behind. So as we said, Igor Kurganov playing for them in just a moment. Hong Kong Stars still in 4th place, so they will remain there for the time being. The Berlin Bears on 55 points, so a big jump now, almost 20 points separating Berlin and Hong Kong. And then right at the bottom, we have Rome Emperors with 52 points. But that means we could see the Rome Emperors jump to 5th place, but we'll have to wait and find out how Dario Sammartino can do in the very next match. Back to the boys now as we go through one of the key hands in that first match of the evening.
Just tell me where he is. Where's Wallace at? Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, hey, guys. I'm Griffin Benger. This is Sam Grafton. Still no word from Wallace, but we have a hand here that's really excited to show you. Early on in the first match, Weiyi Zhang, one of the best hands that he played over the course of the season.
Yeah, showing a little bit of class.
A little bit of flair.
A little bit of flair.
Yeah.
Weiyi Zhang, as we've seen from a lot of players, a loose button opening strategy. You need to open a wide range of hands. When you're in position, opening the 4-7, and Pateychuk, a hand you can think about 3-betting, just defends and flops best 2 pair. And Weiyi Zhang, as again, another strategy we've seen deployed a lot, checks back a medium strength hand, checks back 2nd pair, controlling the size of the pot. And Andrey Pateychuk really like this. Instead of leading out on the turn, goes for the delayed check raise, figuring that Weiyi Zhang's check back range will consist of exactly these type of hands and some ace highs, which is going to be tempted to bet for some protection on the turn. Probably, certainly possible he could bet even like ace queen high, ace jack high here for value and protection on the turn. And now Pateychuk will
Springs to life.
Yeah, spring into action. 3-4 going to be well ahead of Wayne's value range here, and wants to protect his holding and also get some value from exactly this kind of hand, 4-7. And it's a small check raise, and I think that's one of the few mistakes Pateychuk's made in this hand. Perhaps, you know, when you go for a check raise here, you're going to be pretty polarized between bluffs. Some 5x, a hand like 5-8 would make sense.
You would make it bigger than 1,500 here.
Yeah, I think you can definitely go bigger.
Right.
To really pressurize hands like 4-7 here. Certainly...
But you don't want those hands to fold,
certainly,
right?
Certainly,
and you don't want ace queen to fold either. I'm curious.
But you want to get the max from them. So certainly a hand like 4-5, you want to charge it here and now. He's never folding 4-5.
Right.
He's
or,
never
or
folding
even 4-6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to, because you don't have great visibility when a river comes off like this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't
even 9-5s and 9. I see 9-6s even maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting value from your hand, because when you're going to take a strategic option a bit more rarely, you can in general pick a bigger sizing.
Very
and
cool.
also when you're polarized, you can pick a bigger sizing. Both of those things playing into.
But the river does come to the 5 of clubs, and this is when things get interesting.
Yeah, let's give Weiyi Zhang some credit here. When Pateychuk checks the river, Weiyi Zhang identifies that he's very unlikely to be checking with a strong holding, an ace or a 6. Ace highs can likely check call the turn. 6x, very likely going to want to bet the river to extract value from hands like ace 3, ace deuce, ace 4. So Weiyi Zhang, recognizing Pateychuk's range is capped and a little bit weak, can turn the 4 into a bluff. And, you know, particular credit, because a lot of players, if they're not focused, if they're not playing the A game, might be tempted to check back the 4 and just try and win at showdown.
Yeah.
But Weiyi Zhang, more savvy than that, fires the river bluff and gets the job done. And, you know, you saw in that hand, swung him into the chip lead, gave him a 3-2 chip advantage. And, you know, when matches, you know, these are two closely matched opponents, picking up a large pot like that, you know, can set you in good stead to get the victory.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. You know, we were giving Wayne a hard time in a few hands that we felt that he misplayed. Obviously, we have super high standards here watching some of the best players in the world. But Weiyi Zhang, the reason that he's in the GPL and the reason why he was selected by Selena Lin is he is going to be very, very good at certain things. And right there, recognizing that when he got check raised there, the 4 might have been good, but then once the river decided to check, he's like, okay, wait a minute. My hand probably
Yeah,
wasn't good.
also,
but I have a lot of aces and sixes in my range, I bet. And the fact that he has the presence of mind to do that is an indication that there's a reason why Selena Lin drafted
Yeah,
him.
he becomes a lot lower in his range. You know, when he calls the check raise on the turn, he beats the straight draws of Andrey Pateychuk. When the straight comes in, now he doesn't beat those straight draws.
And he sees a
but
check,
he can
so, yeah.
he can attempt to attack the stronger two pairs in Pateychuk's range, which is exactly what he did.
Perfect. I think we're going to head to Laura. We have two more exciting matches coming up today.
Yeah,
we're going to take a
stay
look at the
with
standings.
us at the GPL.
And the match is later today. Let's do it. Laura?
Well, we have indeed seen one exciting match this evening already. Andrey Pateychuk versus Weiyi Zhang. Weiyi Zhang for the Hong Kong Stars, winning that one 2-1, taking 6 points against Pateychuk's 3 points. But the next match is going to be very exciting too. Dario Sammartino versus Igor Kurganov. And then later on as well, we have another epic one, Davide Kitaï and Sorel Mitzi. So this one's the next one coming up. Igor versus Dario, and I'm pretty sure these two have met and played each other quite a number of times. This is on at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 Eastern or 8:30 Central European time. We've got some great matches lined up for tomorrow as well. Obviously today is all about Eurasian Heads Up. Tomorrow is the Americas Conference Heads Up. Zeno will be back. He had a great first week here at the GPL when he played Heads Up then, and he is hoping to repeat that tomorrow. He'll be facing Jason Wheeler for the New York Rounders. We've got João Simão for the Sao Paulo Mets, who will be facing Olivier Busquet. In fact, that has changed, I can tell you. It is Felipe Ramos now. João Simão cannot play that one. Felipe Ramos will play for the Sao Paulo Mets versus Olivier Busquet. He will be back for the LA Sunset. And obviously, he has a great proven track record here at the GPL in Heads Up. Phil Galfond, who played in the Six Max yesterday, is going to be back in Heads Up for the San Francisco Rush, and he will be facing Pascal Lefrançois for the Montreal Nationals. That one's at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Some great matches here for the Americas Conference tomorrow. I'm excited for those, but we still have 2 more to play here at the GPL this evening in the Eurasian Conference. So join us back here very, very soon as London will be facing off against Rome.